webinar and give a short remark. To Bapak, the floor is yours, Pak.
Thank you, Pak John. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. May peace be upon us. Dr. Min Nur Akasaru, founder of Alanur Internationals, dear directors, representative from Indonesian's Ministry of Agriculture and Ministry of Health, representative, CEO, representative from Deltomed Lab, Musti Karatu, Bumi Skincare, Sido Muncul, Ferodexa, my senior and friends, Pak Ambassador Ilyas Ginting, advisor to Veron Dexa Company, Bapak-bapak, ibu-ibu, hadirin yang saya sama-sama hormati. Thank you for your participation in this forum. Our intention is to share our views, perspective, thought, and ideas, how we work together, how to develop, how to explore the potentials in our cooperation, especially on herbal products. I'm pleased to note that these meetings is also attended by Dr. Milna. It is a follow-up meeting during my visit to Luxor when I met Dr. Milna, who accompanied Grand Sheikh of Al-Azhar on the 20th of May 2021. Referring to Dr. Mina Nur Azagar, excuse me, correct me if I mention your name, Doctor, wrongly. Referring to Dr. Akasaru informations on the previous meeting, she has an intentions or interest to seek the possibility of establishing a kind of Indonesian herbal garden in this lovely city of Luxor. Of course, we welcome her initiative and we will try to explore the opportunity between Egypt and Indonesia. It is at the same time, this is a good example or model probably on how we encourage the collaborations between the herbal businessmen and academicians to deepen our economic and trade cooperations and also expand and develop herbal productions. Of course, we would love to hear more from Dr. Akasaru about the initiative so we could get the whole perspective ideas in mapping steps to carry out or to implement the initiatives. Let me brief you a little bit Indonesia-Egypt bilateral relation in economic sectors. To Indonesia, Egypt is one of the main non-traditional trading partners for Indonesia in the Middle East and North Africa. Based on the latest data from the Indonesian Central Statistic Agency, despite that COVID-19 pandemic, Indonesia and Egypt were able to maintain positive growth in the values of trade exchange that reached 1.18 billion US dollars in 2020, up around 3.2% from the previous years, which is about only 1.14 billion US dollars. The top products of Indonesia exported to Egypt, just to name the few, such as palm oil, coffee, tires, refrigerators and freezers, desiccated coconuts, car vehicles, paper, medium density fireboard, cocoa powder, tissue, and electric machineries. Of course, we have some products on herbals. We have export on herbal products also. Furthermore, on the investment sector, according to the data of a relevant authority in Egypt, Indonesia ranked 55th in the list of countries investing in Egyptian market in numbers of projects. Ladies and gentlemen, Indonesia-Egypt bilateral relations in the field of herbal products. Based on Egyptian Central Agency for Public Mobilization Statistics, the total export value of Indonesian herbal plants to Egypt in 2020 reached, this is a challenging to everybody, I think, only $108,000 with a market shares of 1.39%. The potential of the Indonesian-Egyptian herbal sectors, I need also to share this information that Egypt is producing quite a large number of herbal plants to Indonesia. In 2020, Egyptians export to Indonesia reaching about $29,1200, representing only 0.02% of the total export volumes of Egyptian herbal plants, which reach $137.22 million. The potential of the Indonesian-Egyptian herbal sectors, of course, is widely open. Referring to the data that I mentioned before, bilateral cooperation between Indonesia and Egypt in the herbal sector is very promising. There's a lot of rooms to improve. Especially Indonesia and Egypt, both countries have similar potentials, which are as follows. Many types of herbal plants that can be grown as raw materials. Referring to Indonesia Ministry of Health report, from 40,000 types of flora that grow in the world, there are 30,000 of them exist in Indonesia. However, only about 26% has been cultivated and 74% still grow wild in the forest. Meanwhile, the flora of Egypt includes about 2,000 species of plants distributed in its different localities that vary in type of soil and prevailing climate and other environmental conditions that hence encourage the growth of a wide range of plant species. In addition, many plants have been successfully introduced and acclimatized. For your information, Bapak-Bapak Ibu sekalian, nampaknya di Mesir ini juga mulai dikembangkan dan tumbuh sangat besar moringa, tanaman kelor. Mereka mengekspor ke Eropa, terutama ke Jerman. About the size of populations, the total population in Indonesia up to now is about 270 million. And while the total population in Egypt is now over 100 million, the largest in the region, I think. Another point is that the strategic locations to become a hub. Indonesia is located between two continents, Asia and Australia, and two oceans, Pacific and Indian, as well as located in the world traffic lane. Meanwhile, Egypt is located between the continent of Asia, Africa, and Europe. In addition, Egypt has the Suez Canal as a link between these three continents. Number of trade agreements with friendly countries in the region. Both Indonesia and Egypt have trade agreement with a number of partner countries in the region. Besides, the two countries are also encouraging the promotions of the investments on this. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Mina Nur Akasaru, ladies and gentlemen, the opportunity are largely open before us. With all potentials and modalities that we have, I'm confident the discussions that we have today would come with concrete recommendations on how we expand our cooperation on herbal sectors. This is just the first meeting. Of course, we need to further explore any possibility which come out from this meeting later on, inshallah. It is my hope, therefore, we continue to communicate and keep in touch and possibly make further collaboration in order to follow up the result of our meeting today. I'm grateful to introduce to you, ladies and gentlemen, my team from Indonesian Embassy. I have my economic counselors, Pak John. I have my education attaché, Professor Bambang, and I have also my trade attaché, Pak Irmans, that are all attending this meeting, that are more than happy to cater and facilitate everybody's in these endeavors. Once again, thank you for all participation and all efforts to make this event possible to happen. And may Allah the Almighty embrace us and protect us during this pandemic and beyond. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mohon maaf jika ada hal kurang berkenan bagi bapak-bapak, ibu-ibu sekalian. Sekian dan terima kasih.
Waalaikumsalam.
Pak Ahmad, welcome Pak Ahmad.
Thank you, His Excellency, for your speech, as we already heard today. And now we welcome Dr. Nur to give the presentation regarding what we have been gathered all today. So we welcome you. Please, the floor is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you very much, His Excellency, and representatives of Indonesia for this, I would say, historical meeting, actually, because I see it as an opening point and an opportunity in so many ways that I am really honored to be here, and thank you very much. The meeting last week at His Excellency Dr. Ahmed At-Taib's house was really a breaking point for us. It was very joyful, and we talked about it later on. And we see it as an opportunity to tie the bonds between Indonesia and Egypt in many ways, in cultural, educational, and also in health ways. And particularly in these times where humanity's health is at stake, and we all have to really take care of our health and of our communities even. This is a great time for enhancing our health, for being aware of our connection, of our state of health, and to develop actually what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us in form of the many possibilities that we have. And therefore, I prepared a rough presentation of the idea of establishing a garden at Luxor, at West Bank, not far from the place of Sheikh Al-Azhar, who will be very happy if this project will be successful, inshallah, for many, many parties. Yes, and I am really grateful for this opportunity to have this connection to the representatives of Indonesia, because I have visited Indonesia actually many times, and my appreciation for this country and its people can now blossom in this project here in Luxor, inshallah. So, yes. I would like to introduce idea and this opportunity of the Ala Noor Jamu Gardens here in Luxor. We will start with the first page, inshallah. So again, I want to welcome you to this beautiful journey at this historical point of time, actually, where many forces come together to enable this project. And I'm really excited to introduce my ideas to you. And I hope that we will develop these together in the best way possible for Indonesia, for Egypt, and for all of humanity. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has made us the Khalifatul Ard, which means we are like the protectors of the earth. And with projects like these in establishing nature again, at places where there is so much erosion and not much more nature left, this is an opportunity actually to establish the natural forces again and then putting them to use for the health of humankind. And therefore, the establishment of Ala Noor Jamu Gardens in Luxor by the end of this year will be beneficial in many, many ways. So the actual project has different stages, of course, but we can start with the establishment of a research institute for cultivation of subtropical plants in arid climate for health purposes in Luxor. This is the main idea, the rough project description. And actually, for it being really useful, we will, of course, have to have produce. And what I'm experienced in are elixirs for health and beauty and longevity, which particularly in these times are really important for the development actually of human health, because we are in a position where much of humankind is not in a best health state. So we need really a product and the connection to nature again for developing our own human powers again. So to be as Allah meant us to be, because a human who is actually healthy can be much more productive and much be beneficial for the whole of community than in a different state, of course. So the idea is the production of an initial royal Jamu elixir, which is produced actually in the Valley of Kings in the West Bank with plants and produce from Lombok and Luxor together. Because when I was in Bali, was it actually in 2014, I was able to establish a medical garden there. And so I could collect experiences about the plants and their effects and how they grow. So we started here now in Luxor actually with the ginger initially, yes, the most famous, I think, of health plants in Indonesia and Southeast Asia in general. And it is growing really well, our ginger. So that would be an initial starting point. And the later developments, you know, we could think of many things, even if the cultivation of subtropical plants shows to be difficult, then from this land that we can purchase now, there can be made guest houses and retreat centers with actually the products of Jamu medicine. And my intention also here is, you know, we are living at a place which have actually a lot of similarities, yes, between this part of Egypt, especially we call it Said, the southern part of Egypt, and also many rural areas in Indonesia. So I believe it can be a really good combination to have the best insight of the Jamu health system actually, and the old pharaonic historical health system also, which can be really interesting at the end for the best of the health of humanity, yes? So the target many targets, or one of the targets are actually the research of subtropical plant cultivation in arid climate for Jamu medicine. I will explain later why should we do that here, yes? Because of course you could say, why don't you just leave the plants where they belong to? But the cultivation here and the production here in these grounds especially will also have a beneficial effect on the products that we make. So yes, another target is of course the production of the Jamu elixir, which I'm really very interested in, and I'm looking forward to the development of this elixir. And the cultural and economical exchange, of course. His Excellency has stated so many numbers and impressive numbers, but they can be developed into a more tight connection between the projects between Egypt and Indonesia, because there are so many similarities that that can be a good starting point for joint ventures in many directions. And of course, the target is, as I said, the development of the natural human health system. Because I think most of us, if not all, have made experiences with chemical medicine and natural medicine. And we are, of course, on the side of the development of the natural health system. And this project can be an additional asset for this. So why would we do such a project in this location? I see the similarities because I've lived in Lombok for, well, a couple of months. And I see the similarities between the cultures and the belief system. So it is easier, I believe, to cooperate. And also the cultivation of village and handmade culture. You know, what I mean with that is the return actually from our experiences as natural medicine doctors. Humans grow healthier in natural environments. And this is why we intend to develop this village culture actually. Yes, where things are being made handmade. And the elixirs will be in the first stages of development, they will be handmade, because actually we do not intend to make big fabrics here, but to really cultivate this culture where good quality is more important than much produced. Yes, so I think for the whole development of human awareness, it is really important to have this cultivation of a village culture also in focus. And then also another reason for this location is the fertile soil. We have very fertile soil here. Things are growing really well. Similarly also in Southeast Asia, particularly Indonesia and the places I visited, like Lombok and other southern east areas also. And we have a rich heritage here, as well as in Indonesia, also ancient medical culture. Yes, and we can build upon that. We do not have to, of course, start from scratch. We have really strong foundations and knowledge, actually, scientific and cultural, medical knowledge that we can implement for the produce. And then the last point also was the strong spiritual sense here in this region, particularly in the West Bank, which have been like a spiritual center for thousands of years, has an effect on the products that we are going to produce, and it will be different than products that are being cultivated or just produced in a big fabric. Is a much different effect on the human system than products that are being made really with the sense of the intention, actually, not only the profit, but really the development of natural human health. And then this project can, of course, have many stages. For the 4 initial stages will be the establishment of the research institute, which will be now by the end of this year, inshallah. So we can go into the researches about the growth of the plants that we need actually in this region. And then, a visit, of course, would be necessary from my side to Indonesia to collect the plants that are needed here. And then we could start by the beginning, actually, of 2022 already with the cultivation of subtropical plants and the research actually on the plants itself. And then we would need 1-2 years at least to the exploration that His Excellency was talking about, to explore actually the cultivation and to explore how these plants are growing here, under which conditions. And I have a very good gardener, and we can bring Indonesian gardeners also to oversee the project. And I think at least we would need 2 years for that. And then at the beginning, why do I say at the beginning of 2022? Because it is a very good growth season here in Egypt. Actually, in January, many things are planted for growth. And this is a seasonal matter, actually. So we could start at the beginning of 2022, actually, with the cultivation. And then as the elixirs do need some cultivation period also, yes, for the amounts that we need, we would start with the production on 2024 already, and the produce would need like half a year for becoming ready, because there are also extracts of different mushrooms that are growing, and the end product will actually be very high end and very good product. So we would need like 1 or 2 years also in the development of the main resources for it. And we could actually start, if everything is going according to the plan, with the sales of the produce in the beginning of 2025, inshallah. So the starting point actually to have a concrete point where we could get off from would be the legal procedures between the concerned parties. Yes, whoever is now really inspired and feels that he could be part of this project, there would be the legal procedures, of course, been made. And the purchase of land would be important also in the next step. And, the land around the Valley of Kings in West Bank, Luxor, actually, which the ones that were with us last week when His Excellency visited His Excellency Dr. Ahmed Al-Tayyib. The land around this area is very fertile and very, really beautiful to have a successful produce. And if we could start with one feddan is around, I think, 1,000 square meters of 2,000. I'm not actually sure, but one feddan is a big part of land, not too big. It is in the middle actually, and it can be really used for the research institute. We can make the buildings for the institute and preparing the gardens. And with the successful cultivation of the garden, the production place can be also in the same area, actually. So we would have everything at one place. And, it could be that some plants succeed and some others don't. And then we can think of importing plants from Indonesia and producing some here. So this would be a matter of experience then at later stages of the project actually, inshallah. You know, I have heard that people were asking, so why should she do this? And I'm telling you why I am so interested in the project. So I will inform you about my personal motivations. And according to the name, I'm being called here Dr. Noor Ahmed. So this is the most easy thing for everybody, I think. And I was born in Germany and was educated as a naturopath and herbalist in Germany, actually. And I successfully planted this medical garden in Bali. And I am actually really connected to this pharaonic lands because my ancestors were coming from here like 500 years ago. They were here already. And even the times before, in the pharaonic times, we have been already here, my family and I. So we have a close connection to this country. And yes, we are willing to live here and also willing to travel between Luxor and Lombok, and Indonesia actually. But what I think of this project, it is like, for me, it's a piece of Lombok and Luxor. And so it is really, I love Indonesia and I love Egypt. So this is, I feel like a bridge at this special connection here. And I'm really honored to be so. Alhamdulillah. And yes, I would like to be the director of this project with the general manager of the Indonesian party to be chosen and appointed by expertise and interest of the parties that are here right now. And then there will be general staff like gardeners, producers and helpers on site who will be living on site all the time, inshallah. The challenges, before you think of it, I will tell you. I will say, you know, of course, we have a totally different climate here than in Indonesia. Or I will talk about Lombok, this part of, how do you call it? No, West Nusa Tenggara? Nusa Tenggara, yes. So of course there is a humid climate, you know, rainy season and then the dry season. And here we have no rainy season at all any longer. But you know, according to our researchers, here in Egypt, there was rainforest also, like 5,000 years ago. It has been rainforest here. So because of desertification, now we have a different climate here. But, well, as I see from my ginger, these plants can also grow here under certain conditions. So one of our challenges still would be the different climate. We do not exactly know how these plants from the subtropical areas are behaving in these arid climates. That would be really a subject for research. But as this has been a rainforest thousands of years before also, and you see also the growth of this greenery, particularly in these rural areas of Said, in the southern part, it can be very, very good cultivated. I'm sure of that, but still we would have to explore that further. So definitely this will be new beginnings. It is a new project. It will not be built on a completely solid foundation. Yes, we will have to explore, and I'm excited and willing to do so. And of course, new corporations always include risks. I cannot deny that. But I think the potential here is much, much bigger than the risks and the challenges. So if we talk about the potential, there's a high chance of success because also the motivation is very high. Actually, because there has not been previous projects of this kind on a strong foundation, so we now have really the possibility to build upon new grounds. Yes, and we have powerful parties together. The meeting today is a proof of that. We have His Excellency the Ambassador. We have really important representatives from Indonesia. We have His Excellency Dr. Ahmed Al-Tayyib by our side, who will be very happy about this project. And even later on, the developments with the Al-Azhar University can still be discussed. Yes. So we see many possibilities actually. Even in case of non-botanical development, with its the main target and intention of this program, we could talk about making this land that we bought to a retreat center, to a student center, to many possibilities that we could discuss, yes. And the potential, of course, lies in the strengthening of societal bonds and exchange of valuable insights and assets. And it can be a role model for many projects to come, inshallah. And of course, one of the main reasons for me also is the development of naturopathy and the insights in natural health for humankind. And the perspectives to conclude this presentation, the Prophet of Islam, Muhammad ﷺ, said, travel the world for knowledge and take what is useful and leave all else. So this is actually what we would do. We have traveled a lot. We have been traveling since 2000 and 2017. Actually, we settled here, but traveled to Indonesia also many times since then. And this is what we would do. So we would take the useful, what we have, the most useful insights of both cultures, and implement it actually in products to serve human health and to serve cultural exchange, and to serve actually also the tradition of old cultures with their heritage and knowledge. And from my point of view, this can be a starting point for a historical cooperation with very high potential. Yes, and I want to thank you for your attention and good intention of being here. And inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward those with the best deeds and those who intend for good and act upon it. This life that we are living here is like a garden for the afterlife, inshallah. And we plant our seeds now to reap it later in the afterlife, inshallah. So inshallah, succeed us all in this. And yes, please be welcome to join us in these plans if you feel like you're the suitable parties who are ready for this precious and valuable project. At the end, I will really talk about shortly.
15%.
Okay. Ich mache jetzt erstmal zu Ende, inshallah. This is Amina, our daughter. And well, very shortly, really the numbers, and it's really only a very rough calculation for you. We will go into more precise detail so that you have an overview. I have really made much research because I will do this project. If you on the Indonesian side are with me, we will do it with Jamu Gardens. If not, but I think we will do it together, inshallah. I will do it anyway, inshallah. So, the advantage here is that the land is still affordable. It is not such a huge investment to make. It is an investment, definitely, but we can really have the land and the buildings and the garden for $180,000 one-time payment. And this is really an opportunity that is not so easy to find. And I made a lot of research in the last 2 years, actually, in this area on land purchases. And this is the amount which can be started with, actually. The staff costs would be around like $50,000 recurring yearly, yes. And the maintenance, we can really keep it as like around $20,000 on recurring. The expected returns, we will have a high quality, really luxury project at the beginning. If we start with a Jamu elixir per bottle, it will be 1 liter, around $110. But it will be offered to a certain class of people who are really interested in their health And later on, we can have other produce which will be less expensive. But my plan is really to start with this high effective and high potential product. And I want to say two things about this. Alanur Jamu Elixir, inshallah, it is a really high potential product which can help in health stability actually, and beauty and well-being on a long-term basis. And that is why it will be in the beginning a luxury product, a high-end product with, mushroom, maybe kombucha. All of you know kombucha. It will be a combination of kombucha and different ingredients that we will cultivate also over a certain time. So it is not like a Coca-Cola or something. Yes, it will not be a mass production. This is not what we are intending here. We are intending really high quality products that are really effective for human health. Later on, we can talk about less expensive products for reaching more people, but we could start out with this high-end elixir. And actually, the initial production capacity for handmade products will be around 20-25 bottles daily, resulting in 400 bottles monthly, which will be a revenue of around $500,000 yearly, inshallah, or more. Yes, according to our capacity. So these are the numbers, these are the ideas, and yeah, hopefully the intention was carried well. And I hope that the best parties will come together to join this project for the best of these both countries, Egypt and Indonesia, and for the best of all humankind, inshallah. Thank you for your attention.
So thank you, Dr. Amina Nur, for presenting such a promising project. And if you allow me to highlight some of the significant points here, that Indonesia is a tropical country with more than 30,000 herb species, and according to the United Nations Convention data, 10% of the world's flower population found in Indonesia, which is including plants and herbs. And Indonesia has a medical plant products such as, maybe as you know, kencur, aromatic ginger, curcuma, Javanese ginger, or we call it temulawak, and then also many other things that can be found easily in Indonesia. All parts of the plants can be used, such as for roots, tubes, stems, leaves, fruits, flowers, and seeds, as well as medicine. The demand of the medical plants export in various forms, such as the aroma of spices, is highly increased during this pandemic, actually. And it is used as an alternative choice to increase the body resistance, as well as for the self-medication. Some various research institutes develops their research related to use herbs in simple way. The purpose are to produce the herbs as medical plants on a large scale, so industrial development and investment actually will be formed globally. And meanwhile, while the micro scale can be formed, such as for the training skill development related to this herbs industry. So we hope that together with Alanul International, hopefully we can all together can obtain many possibilities on how to develop the cooperation together, on how to cultivate, how to produce and market the herbal products between Indonesia and Egypt, and especially which are grown in Luxor, particularly, as well as in Indonesia, that's shown many, as you mentioned, similarities. So this discussion, as Mr. Ambassador already mentioned, is as a follow-up to the Indonesian ambassadors meeting last time, together with the Grand Sheikh of Al-Azhar, and Dr. Amina Nur, of course, as a founder of Alanul International, that can make a further promising projects on how to obtain various inputs in order to explore more on potential of economic cooperation and development, of course, in order to increase the competitiveness of medical plants development among researchers, businessmen, and the herbs medicine industries between our two countries. That all gathered here together, that we as from the Embassy of Indonesia already facilitated. So without further delays, we welcome from all the participants that gathered here to give some of the feedback. And if they also would like to make some presentation, we will also welcome. So please, I give you the floor. First, maybe from, let's say, from the
Dari Deltomed.
From Deltomed, yes, we welcome you. Please, sir.
Saya siapkan video presentation-nya Pak ya, on behalf of Deltomed.
Silakan Pak.
Apakah sudah bisa terlihat gambarnya Pak?
Belum terlihat Pak.
Tidak terlihat Pak.
Masih filenya Pak.
Ada Pak?
Masih berupa file, belum terlihat gambar.
Ada Pak. Ada Pak.
Oh. Sudah kelihatan Pak? Belum?
Belum Pak.
Allah telah menyebarkan begitu banyak kebaikannya untuk bersama di bumi demi mendukung sebuah kehidupan yang tidak terhambat.
Atau mau diputarkan dari pihak kita Pak? Kita sudah pegang juga, ada filenya di kita.
Sorry Pak.
Kemudian tahun 98 mereka pindahkan ke kota Wonogiri.
Atau mau kami putarkan saja Pak dari sini?
Ya, saya sudah share ke Pak Admiral tadi videonya Pak.
Ya, kami putarkan dari sini kalau gitu Pak.
Oh ya, dari situ saja Pak.
Oke, baik. Siap.
Ini Pak ya.
Baik.
Kapasitas produksinya sudah tidak bisa mencukupi. Akhirnya tahun 2000 itu kita mendirikan menggunakan teknologi ekstrak modern, yaitu quadra extraction system.
Is it okay Pak?
Ya, sebentar lagi jalan Pak. Oke.
Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this video is representing of PT Deltomed Laboratories, one of the big players in the herbal manufacturers in Indonesia. The factory is located in Central Java in Wonogiri. And we covered nationwide, and also as a export product, we also already marketed for export in many countries, including Middle East and also East Europe and Asian countries. Okay, please, Pak. Okay. No sound, Pak ya?
There is no voice. Suaranya tidak ada ya?
Harusnya ada Bu ya. Mungkin diatur audionya Pak.
Bentar Pak ya, kita ulangi lagi.
Ya, silakan
Biasa.
Pak, biar lebih informatif Pak. Thank you.
Ya Pak.
Ya, itu ini.
Percayakan kehidupan kepada alam yang telah memberi begitu banyak lewat setiap sejuknya helai daun, kokohnya batang pohon, kuatnya akar, lewat setiap indahnya kuntum bunga dan setiap bulir masa depan. Karena kehidupan adalah sinergi harmonis antara alam dan manusia untuk menciptakan dunia yang lebih baik. Dari dulu, alam telah menyebarkan begitu banyak kebaikannya untuk bersama diolah demi mendukung sebuah kehidupan yang tidak terhambat halangan apapun.
Deltomed lahir tahun 1976 di Banjarmasin. Kemudian tahun 78 mereka pindahkan ke kota Wonogiri. Lompatan yang paling besar adalah di tahun 2000. Ada produk yang namanya antangin, tiba-tiba populer, membuat produksi kita jadi kewalahan karena penjualan yang demikian luar biasa. Kapasitas produksinya sudah tidak bisa mencukupi. Akhirnya tahun 2000 itu kita mendirikan satu fasilitas produksi dengan menggunakan teknologi ekstrak modern, yaitu Quadra Extraction System. Kalau bahan yang sudah kita pilih, ekstraknya sudah bagus, tentunya harus di packaging atau dikemas dengan baik. Deltomed menggunakan juga teknologi dari Jerman untuk proses pengemasan ini.
Dari warisan Nusantara, terpetik semangat untuk bertindak nyata, untuk terus berinovasi, mengikuti jalannya waktu. Ini adalah sebuah komitmen untuk tetap berkembang dengan sepenuh hati, sekuat tenaga, dan menjaga kualitas setiap produk. Kini tradisi telah merambah ke berbagai pelosok dunia, membantu segala jenis gaya hidup dan budaya tanpa batasan. Untuk terus bisa berkarya, untuk terus maju, bekerja sama, mewujudkan kehidupan yang lebih sehat.
Indonesia itu kaya akan tumbuh-tumbuhan, sangat kaya akan bahan alami yang berkhasiat. Bagaimana kita mengolah kekayaan alam tanaman herbal di Indonesia ini menjadi sesuatu yang bermanfaat bagi masyarakat? We all believe in nature. Kita percaya bahwa dari alam kita bisa memiliki banyak manfaat yang kita bisa gali di situ. Kita ingin jamu-jamu dari Indonesia ini bisa mendunia.
Kepedulian yang mendalam untuk menjaga keseharian kita adalah sumber semangat Deltomed untuk terus tumbuh bersama karyawan, mitra, dan masyarakat demi memberikan manfaat bagi dunia dan melestarikan kebaikan alam. Karena alam mempercayakan kelangsungannya ke tangan kita semua.
Thank you. That is the presentation of PT Deltomed Laboratories. I hope that you have experienced how we start our business 45 years ago. So that we just celebrated the 45th anniversary last April. So we are willing to cooperate with Adriano's Gardens Jamu in Luxor, Egypt then. Thank you, Pak, for the presentation.
Thank you, Pak Victor.
Yeah.
So for the next presenters, we welcome Pak Chris Panji. from Dexaveron-nya, Pak Kris.
Ya, masih Pak.
Silakan Pak.
Oke, saya akan share slide ya Pak ya.
Silakan Pak.
Apakah slide-nya bisa kelihatan Pak?
Bisa Pak. Terlihat Pak. Silakan Pak.
Sebelumnya terima kasih Pak atas kesempatannya Pak pada siang hari ini, di mana saya akan coba membawakan sedikit makalah dan juga keberhasilan dan juga dalam kaitannya herbal kita. Saya membawa title adalah Dexa Group sebagai well, let me speak in English because I know there are some English audience as well. So I would like to bring into attention that Dexa Group role as is Indonesian pharma ambassadors. So first, actually, who we are. Actually, our company is started in 1969. We have about 7,000 members. And we are active in 4 continents, in Asia, Africa, Europe, as well as North America. And then we have many marketing authorization product, both on the chemical side as well as on the herbal side. Our factory is also certified by the European certification, UK MHRA, as well as the Australian PGA and also Bavarian RP Germany. And then we are also quite strong in the biomolecular science, especially in the herbal products. And then we have around like 600 R&D clinical as well as medical professional supporting our activity in the pharmaceutical. In terms of the manufacturing facility, we have a 5 state-of-the-art facility in Indonesia. And then on the chemical side, we have a product that is quite well known in Indonesia called Rhinos. Actually, it's a sustained release product for the allergic market. And then we are also quite strong in the we call it generic market, INN generic. In Indonesia, we call it OGB products. And then in Africa, we also exist as the largest paracetamol combination with caffeine in Nigeria. And then besides that, we also export to Europe, to UK, to Netherlands, as well as to Poland. Whereas in UK, we export starting in 2008, and we have about 25% market share for the metformin sustained release. Okay, so this is our facility. On the left-hand side, we have our discovery or research, whereby we do a lot of new chemical as well as new herbal research activity. And after that, we are going to move the product into the DEXA Development Center. We try our formulation and then make the products. And then it's being manufactured in 4 facilities. In Dexa Medica, Veron, Beta Pharmacon, as well as Fonco. Fonco is our oncology plant. And then we export not only to, well, we deliver the product not only in Indonesia, but also to overseas market. And then I just want to share some of our achievement, especially in Europe. Number 1 actually is our product is one of our product is listed in the national healthcare system in UK in 2010, and we are kind of like expert in the sustained release technology. So that's why we are able to penetrate UK market with this specific technology. And then in Netherlands, we also entered the Netherlands market in 2019, and actually this product is being launched together with our ambassador. Indonesian ambassador in Netherlands. And then currently the product has been acknowledged by Netherlands doctors as one of the better product because of the sustained release technology. And then the last one actually is, this is actually our proof of the economic diplomacy between Indonesia and Poland. So in 2019, we export metformin sustained release product from Indonesia to Poland. So if on the left-hand side, the product actually, we give the product to our to Poland ambassador in Indonesia, which is actually in the blue shirt on the left hand side, accompanied by our head of FDA, Badan POM, Ibu Penny. And then the product shipped to Poland and then is being received by Indonesian ambassadors in Poland, in Warsaw, Ibu Nining. And then the product is then is being delivered to the CEO of our partner in Poland, which actually is Bioton. So this is actually an example. Economic diplomacy can be carried out in the pharma industries. And then if you're talking for what kind of products, I know we have a lot of products. It's just an example products. We have a metformin sustained release products. And then we also have some herbal product. For example, the one that actually is being discussed earlier about ginger. So we have a product called Ginger Care as well as Senokot Ginger Relief that is available in Canada as well and US as OTC products. And then, of course, we have a Bosca paracetamol with caffeine. It's a top brand product in Nigeria. The one that I would like to share with you, actually, this is on the top one. Actually, this is some of our herbal products. So herbal products can be categorized as three types. Number one is jamu. So jamu actually is mix of the herbal that can, based on the story in the past, that this product can be used for something, for medicine. Number two actually is after the jamu, the second layer actually is we call it standardized herbal products, whereby the product has some trials in the lab, but not clinical trial yet. So the last one is we call is the phytopharmaca. So this is actually the logo of the phytopharmaca, whereby the phytopharmaca actually is the herbal that is treated like medicine, because the product have the clinical trial, phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. So in this case, DEXA, we are very strong in doing the phytopharmaca. This is some of our product that is categorized as phytopharmaca and is being prescribed by doctors in Indonesia. For example, for the green one, Redasit, for example, this product actually is for the reduced acid. So it's like omeprazole in chemicals. We have also Inbumin and Posavit. This is actually the albumin replacement. So I know, like usually for albumin, people use the injectable. So this one actually is using the oral to increase the albumin level of the patient. Dissolve, for example, Dissolve also, this is actually the products for the blood thinning. So it's like a Clopi or Plavix. So in the chemical side, they have a Plavix or the chemical name is Clopi. In our herbal, we have a Dissolve. This product actually is already been not approved, actually is being categorized as the phytopharmaca and has been prescribed by doctors in Indonesia. Dysmeno is being used for the women for premenstrual PMS, and Inlasin is our product for the diabetes. So to reduce the HB1C. So this is actually one of our prescription product. On the left hand side, we have also the OTC products. For example, Herba Pain, for pain, Herba Cough for coughing, Herba Vomit for vomiting, Herba Cold, for influenza. And also we have a Diabetadex for diabetes as well. And then, well, it's not shown in the slide. We also have product called Asimor, whereby this is actually in Indonesia, we call it use from daun katuk that is being used to increase the output of the milk, okay, milk from the mothers. And then, okay, this is actually the story about how integration us with our farmers. So we work closely with our farmers, and then we teach them how to cultivate their plants in order to follow our standards. Then after that, then we buy the material and we process to make the ingredient. After that, then we do purification of the products, become the natural medicine. So we call it bioactive fractions. Here, and then we manufacture into the factory to become a tablet or capsule as that can be used for the human being. So this is actually the ecosystem whereby the natural ingredients can be used as a medicine in Indonesia as well in other countries. On the left-hand side, that is actually a sample of the product that is being exported to United States and Canada. Okay, and then in Indonesia, our product is being named as a Obat Modern Asli Indonesia, or Indonesian Ingenious Modern Medicine. So this is actually the logo itself actually is being designed by the Ministry of Health at that time. And if we are talking about what is our contribution in COVID-19, so this is actually a photo whereby we have product immunomodulator called Stimuno. This is actually Herbal, is from the leaf in East Java. So at that time in 2020, there are about 200 Indonesian people that coming back from Wuhan, and then those people cannot go to society. So they are being quarantined in Natuna Island. So one of our effort actually as part of our contribution, we provide Stimuno for everybody over there. The idea actually is try to increase their immune system so that they will not be contacted by COVID, because they are exposed to COVID in Wuhan. And then we work with our Ministry of Defense as well as the Ministry of Health in order to give the product to our people, to our family in Natuna at that time. And beside that, we also working closely with Jordan and Palestine. So in 2019, well, with the support of our Indonesian ambassador in Jordan, Pak Dubes Andi, as well as our FDA head, Ibu Penny. So we managed to work to build a good relationship with our partners, potential partner in Jordan as well as in Palestine. So in this event actually is being witnessed by the ambassadors. Pak Elias also is there. So that's why this is actually is part of our example, whereby we also interested to go into the Middle East, not as a jamu, but actually as a medicine. Of course, in terms like registration, it will take some time. Thank you. That is our last slide. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, Pak Chris. So now kita berikan waktu. We will give time for the representative from the, I think, Ministry of Health. Ada dari perwakilan Kementerian Kesehatan, Pak, mungkin bisa menyampaikan suatu hal.
Ya, saya akan menyampaikan dengan Pak Ahmad Saiku.
Silakan Pak Ahmad
Saiku, iya.
Silakan Pak.
Izinkan untuk screen share. Masih disable.
Oke, ada, sudah. Sayang.
Sudah kelihatan ya Pak ya?
Udah Pak.
Silakan Pak.
Oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, Dr. Nur.
Thank you.
I would like to present the potency of Indonesia Medicinal Plant University for herbal medicine. May I introduce myself? My name is Ahmad Saihu. I am a Director of Medicinal Plant and Traditional Medicine Research and Development Center, National Institute of Health Research and Development Center, Ministry of Health. This is our office and our laboratory. We are in Tawangmangu area. This is near Solo, at center of Java, precisely on the slope of Mount Lawu at an altitude of 1,200 meters above sea level. Therefore, we have a climate similar to a subtropical region with an average daily temperature of around 20 degrees Celsius. This center has main task to conduct research on medicinal plant and traditional medicine, or we call it jamu. Indonesia is known for its mega biodiversity country, which also rich in medicinal plant species. Based on our survey, we call it Ristoja, National Ethnomedicine Survey on Medicinal Plant. It was recorded almost 32,000 jamu formula used by more than 400 ethnic group in Indonesia, consists around almost 3,000 medicinal plant species. Medicinal plants are the main raw material for herbal medicine, and several types of them have health benefit and high economic value, such as Purwocheng, Pimpinella alpina, red ginger, pasak bumi, and masoi. Some Indonesian plants can also be grown in subtropical region, like in Egypt. Generally, the species that grow in mountainous areas, such as Kolosum, Perono kuning, Tulesari, and Kerangyan. This is plants. Indonesian plant can also be grown in subtropical region. Generally, the species that grow in mountainous areas, such as Kolosum. We have 4 medicinal plant garden at 4 elevation, with a collection of about 1,000 species. Besides grow the local Indonesian plant, we also grow medicinal plant which introduced from abroad, such as Echinacea, Silimarin, Artemisia, Thym, and Camelin. Besides grow the local Indonesian plant, we have 3 main objectives dealing with medicinal plant research. First, to develop medicinal plant as a source of modern drug. Second, for the jamu scientific, which could be used in the healthcare in hospital. Third, for community herbal preparation used by community for health maintenance or by traditional healer. In this regard, we would really support the effort to establish the medicinal plant garden in Egypt, as Dr. Nur presentation, as a part of developing the use of medicinal plants to increase the people health as well as improve the community's economic. Thank you.
Thank you Pak, terima kasih atas penyampaian paparannya. Kami juga mendapat permintaan selanjutnya dari perwakilan dari Universitas UIN ya, UIN Jakarta. Kepada Ibu Hadiah ya, kami persilakan Ibu untuk kesempatannya.
Oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mungkin ada kendala jaringan atau bagaimana?
Baik, mungkin kita tangguhkan dulu. Mungkin selanjutnya kita beralih sebentar.
Pak.
Siap?
Bapak.
Bagaimana Pak?
Saya Henry Aldrat dari UIN Syarif Hidayatullah. Ya.
Silakan Pak Henry.
Thank you, Dr. Nur. It's nice to see you in this meeting. I am Henry from Syarif Hidayatullah State University. We come from base knowledge of pharmaceutical. So it is an interesting moment that we have to know you. We are interested to be a part of this collaboration, especially basic research of herbal medicine, especially from Indonesia. As mentioned by you, that this meeting and collaboration will be related with share our ancient culture. This is a very interesting point that ginger, one of our share culture is ginger. Ginger highly prized by Islam, by Buddhism tradition, by Chinese, by Japanese. And that we know that in Indonesia has a lot of kind of ginger family. Actually, the family of ginger is a Zigiberacea. One of them is ginger. Actually, so many things ginger's brand here, temulawak, and so on. I think you know it better. That we are in we are the research of UIN has developed so many species of ginger-based research, temulawak, kencur, and also apa temulawak, kencur, and then we would like to develop this kind of research with you if this collaboration possible to develop or to make a collaboration with you. And also another tradition of between Islamic, Chinese Hinduism, and Chinese and Islam and Buddhism also is Agarud, Al-Ud, Garu. We also play a part of this research. I think that is our short introduction with you, because so many party here. So we don't want to take time only for us and take a lot of time. Only just a short meeting. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Terima kasih Pak Henry. So for the next, berikan
Putus.
Pak, putus Pak.
Oh ya, maaf. Baik, untuk selanjutnya terima kasih atas kesempatan tadi oleh Pak Henry ya. Kemudian dari perwakilan Sido muncul, mungkin kami persilahkan pada Pak Alexander Valentino.
Yeah.
Please.
Okay, good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon, Pak Samsul, Dr. Nur, and then Pak Dubes. Thank you for this opportunity. So on this time, I want to share a little bit about our company profile. Pak Samsul, can you please Pak to... Halo Pak Samsul. Halo Pak.
Sebentar Pak, kami proses dulu sebentar.
Oke Pak.
Udah ya? Belum ya? You know, I have two meeting in the same room actually. One of tourism in Luxor and another one for herbals. You know, that's why I commute on and off from one spot to another one. Lanjut Pak.
Indonesia is located on the Pacific Ring of Fire. With fertile soil, it's the perfect environment for plants and herbs to grow. For centuries, mankind has taken advantage of herbs, using them for medicinal purposes to stay healthy. Welcome to Sido Muncul, Indonesia's largest herbal corporation. Our is not only to provide the best, but also to give prosperity to all members of the company, from our employees to our farmers, having been our biggest asset. Indonesia is our commitment. The number of plants and herbs ranges in the thousands to create the perfect concoction. They're sourced from different islands of Indonesia, Sumatra, Java, Kalimantan, and Papua. We are continuously developing new ideas and innovative products to satisfy the needs of the market, along with maintaining the exemplary quality that we always provide. Our facility is located on 36 hectares of land, where it has become the base of our development and production headquarters. Our high-quality products are created according to international standards. With this, we are proud to say that we are the pioneer of modern herbal medicines with an extensive scientific background. Distribution and logistics network that we have built together with PT Muncul Mekar accelerated our ability to reach and dominate both national and global markets. To overcome the challenge and accelerate growth in the global economy, Sido Muncul went public on the Indonesian Stock Exchange in 2013. We are always grateful for the natural resources that have supplied abundantly for us. Thus, we strive to move forward with continuous improvement and innovation while protecting our environment by taking the initiatives to incorporate waste treatment management, biomass, and organic fertilizer. We are honored to have received a Level 5 for Green Industry Award in late 2019. We will always be socially responsible to our beloved country, with our passion to move forward, to go faster, and to win over the competition. Sido Muncul is determined once again to continuously do our part in building the country and to become the pride of the nation. Sido Muncul is not only a dream come true, it is the start of a much bigger dream.
Agus, Pak Alex.
Yeah, thank you, Pak. Thank you atas waktunya.
Good presentation, Pak.
Yeah, thank you, Pak. Thank you.
Silakan Pak Alex, apakah ada yang mau ditambahkan Pak dari presentasi? Ya, mungkin koneksi dengan Pak Alex putus. Hemat waktu, kami lanjutkan terlebih dahulu. Untuk selanjutnya perwakilan dari Bumi Skincare ya, Pak Ahmad Rashid. Apabila ada yang ingin disampaikan.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I think I'm going to conduct this short presentation in English. So my name is Ahmad Rashid. I'm 29 years old from Bumi Skincare. So we're basically a company focusing on creating beauty products in Indonesia. I want to say also greetings to Your Excellency, Mr. Ambassador Lutfi Rauf, Dr. Mine. Yeah, you're welcome. To Dr. Mine Nur Akarso. I'm sorry if that's a wrong pronunciation. And also for the Indonesian Embassy and Egypt, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity here. So basically, probably we're the youngest company in this meeting right now because we just established our company in 2017. I think I'm gonna show you a small brief of explanation of what we do. Can you see my screen?
Belum terlihat, Pak.
Okay, or can I just send the file in here, Pak?
Baik, please Pak.
Oke. Sudah dikirim ya Pak? Sudah terlihat Pak? Halo. Halo. Test. Hello.
Ya, Pak.
Dijelasin dulu. Kita mengganggu.
Halo Pak, apakah masih berlangsung acaranya Pak?
Pak Victor,
Ya Pak.
ya, mohon maaf, ini jadi ternyata ini bukan masalah jaringan Pak Victor.
Ya.
Jadi semua kondisi server yang ada di Mesir ini barusan saat ini mengalami pemutusan semua.
Oh.
Jadi dari server dari pusat yang ada di Mesir ini khususnya ini semuanya terputus. Jadi semua yang menggunakan Zoom kebetulan pada hari ini tadi beberapa waktu semuanya terputus. Jadi bukan masalah jaringan yang ada di Mesir maupun jaringan yang ada di Indonesia, tetapi langsung dari
Zoom.
server dari Zoom-nya sendiri yang berpusat di Amerika. Seperti itu. Jadi ini mohon maaf, jadi kami juga agak-agak terkejut juga tadi mendadak seperti ini terjadi. Jadi
ya karena sudah pada leave Pak, cuma saya masih sabar menunggu. Siapa tahu ada kabar baik Pak.
Iya, seperti itu. Jadi sementara kami masih menunggu dan menginformasikan juga ini ke para peserta yang lain.
Ya.
Masih pada bisa bergabung karena kebetulan juga lagi pas jam maghrib ya di Indonesia ya.
Ya sudah pas maghrib nih Pak sekarang, jam maghrib. Ya.
Iya Pak. Mungkin mohon izin sambil menunggu waktu mungkin sementara pada berkumpul kembali Pak. Mungkin pada lagi sholat maghrib. Kita bisa lanjutkan dengan kondisi yang masih ada dari para partisipan nanti Pak Victor. Terima kasih ya Pak.
Ya, oke. Saya tunggu Pak. Karena gongnya belum selesai nih Pak nih.
Betul.
Jadi mulai Pak ya.
Ya, terima kasih Pak Victor.
Ya.
Masih lanjut Bapak? Iya, jaringan jaringan bermasalah ya Pak ya.
Selamat malam Bapak-Bapak dan Ibu-Ibu semua. Acara akan kembali kita lanjutkan. Sebelumnya kami sampaikan permohonan maaf yang dalam-dalamnya terkait adanya gangguan dari server Zoom, khususnya untuk wilayah Mesir. Jadi permasalahan bukan terkait dengan jaringan, tetapi dari server Zoom di Mesir yang menjadi gangguan atas kegiatan kita pada kali ini, sehingga kami mohon maaf atas ketidaknyamanan yang terjadi. Acara kita akan lanjutkan kembali. Dr. Minur sudah hadir kembali di kegiatan pada kesempatan kali ini. Sekiranya ada dari bapak-bapak ataupun ibu-ibu yang hadir sekarang untuk memberikan kembali feedback atau tanggapan dan masukan, kami mohon silahkan.
Ya, saya bisa kasih tanggapan, Pak Moderator.
Baik, silakan Pak Victor.
Are they understand in bahasa or should be in English, Pak?
Dr. Minur in English, Pak.
Oke. Dia masih hadir, Pak ya? Lutfi Rauf. Halo?
Dr. Minur, Pak Victor, ini beliau di samping saya, Pak.
Oh, okay. Please allow me to give some comments and a potential collaboration between your esteemed company and Deltomed Laboratories. I fully understand that you already aware about the potential jamu in Indonesia, as you mentioned that you ever been to Bali before and have a good connection with your colleague in Bali, so that you have already well informed about how good is jamu in Indonesia. As you aware also, as mentioned by our colleague from DEXA, that jamu is a part of jamu portfolio. On top of jamu, we have also standardized herbal medicine and also phytomedicines. Referring to your presentation that you would like to build jamu gardens in Luxor. Could you explain a bit more how good is the land there for certain herbal coming from Indonesia, since the land condition, the ambient, the humidity, and also the temperature is quite different. So not all Indonesian plants could grow well in Luxor, I mean. So we would like to know, have you identified what kind of specific herbals that will be planted in Luxor? Please unmute, please.
Yes, Mr. Victor, thank you for your question and comment and a nice presentation also. Yes, and I'm happy to answer so far. You know, we are in the development stages of this project, that it will be the task of the research center to establish and to really explore which plants of a subtropical climate like Indonesia will be growing here in an arid climate as Egypt. You know, the soil is very fertile. If you have listened to the presentation, I have talked about the challenges that we are not aware at this time, which plants actually will really grow well under these circumstances here. We know that we here also have a lot of herbal medical plants that are very efficient and very effective and have been used also for thousands of years. Also essential oils that were actually found in pharaonic graves, you know, 3,000-year-old essential oils that were still effective. Yes, so that's a miracle in itself. And the subject of the subtropical plants growing in an arid climate will be the topic for the research center actually in the next 1 and 2 years. I have my experiences here with the soil, with ginger, yes, the zingiberry, and it is growing really well. That is my experience with the plant here. And as I have said, if we start this project, I will collect in Lombok particularly, because I know these places, herbal medicinal plants and plant them here to oversee the next 1 and 2 years. What are the conditions they need and how do they grow here? We have plants here that grow commonly very well. And then we have, of course, indigenous plants that are growing only in the place where they come from. So we will have to distinguish and also base our researches on researches that were made before by other renowned faculties.
Can I continue my question?
Please.
Okay, once we identified the plant that can grow well in a Luxor, is it only for a display as a garden, or would it be used as a source of products? Meaning that if we would like to plant ginger, Zingiber officinalia, we should have a huge land for production or commercial based production. So that is the land available for planting that huge amount of zingiber so that we can rely on the source of zingiber from that side, or only a display only as a garden?
No, Mr. Victor. Of course, we have met here to also make the research center first, and then to have the garden, and then to make the produce of it. It was actually, I mentioned it in the presentation, that one of the targets is to have the produce from the land. And yes, the land is available, and you know, as is certain herbal plants have different needs, we have found lands that are really suitable from the soil for the growth of, for example, Zingiber officinalis and other plants also. So it is more sandy, it's not so thick soil. And we have identified the lands, and the land is available here, yes.
So that the land available is quite huge, good, large enough for production scale then?
Yes, it is.
Okay, understand that.
So actually, the research, the stages, if you have listened to the presentation, Mr. Victor, there are stages of this project, yes? And the first stage is the establishment of this research center, and then the preparing of the garden actually, and then the produce. So these stages are planned between 2021 and 2025 actually, yes.
Yeah, if I refer to the resources that available at my company, Deltomed Laboratories, we have the technology of extraction and also to produce finished product. but our resources is not capable enough to assist you for plantation. It is a domain of agriculturist, horticulturist who knows better how to plant zingiber or other plants. So it could be a multi-collaboration, not only with your company, with our company, but also I would like to suggest if we can coordinate together with the Minister of Agriculture, who has the facility and also the technology how to grow Zingiber officinale and other plants well in Luxor. Is that open for that such a multi institutional collaboration, not only B2B, only two companies, say Deltomed and your company, but also including also the expert coming from other department like Ministry of Agriculture.
Yes, of course, we are looking forward for such cooperations. And the Ministry of Agriculture is, of course, one of the main parts in this project, I would say. And depending on the cooperations that could emerge out of this meeting, we then can talk if it is at the stage of production, who produces actually the products of this land, yes? But at this, I think, the third stage of the project. So for starting, we will definitely have, inshallah, the development with the Ministry of Agriculture, inshallah.
Yeah, I mean that if I refer to the numbers, amount of investment that you mentioned, the figures, on land, on people, but not included how many allocated budget that you would like to invest on machineries, extraction facilities that cost you that much. So
Yes.
if the production scale is very low, I mean not achieve the economic commercial scale, it would be very expensive. It's not that efficient.
Mhm. Yes, and this is why I mentioned in the beginning, the intentions of this project is not to have like a mass production. That is not our actually our intention. We are not doing this for profit maximization. Actually, we have many targets, and profit is also one of them, but it comes at the least level. We are not a company that searches for profit maximization. It is more the explorational level, is the research level, and the produce will come. But it is not a matter of huge production numbers in the beginning, Mr. Victor. It is not the target. It can be discussed in a later development stage of the project. When we see that the land is cultural waitable for these plants and it gives the produce and the amounts that we need. But as you also as you've also seen in the presentation, I have also put the output of the produce at basically low levels, because I will, in the first stages of the production stage, work like with handmade procedures. And if we see that this succeeds, then we can get into more productional states. But actually Luxor and the whole West Bank where this project will take place is more a rural place. We do not intend actually to have like huge production facilities there, but more of the cultivation of this cultural village and handmade culture. That will be the first stages of these projects. So maybe we can think about the cooperation at a later stage of development of this project, Mr. Victor.
Okay. So as first stage of start would be manual or semi-annual machineries will be applied so that the investment not that much in the beginning then.
Exactly. That is why we build it up and starting with the research, because not to have an investment a huge investment, which is not really clear, the research, the foundation of the research. So we have to build that up. And, you know, even a time of 1 or 2 years is not that big, but it will be enough to show us the results. So we can work upon that. And actually, as I said, one of the targets is like the building up of the natural human again. And so this will remain within limitations for a certain amount of time until we have really the proof that this investment will work out.
Okay, say that Deltomed is willing to invest, working together with your company. Any idea about the investment structure? How many percentage is coming from your side and how many percentage coming from our side? Is there any idea for that?
No, this is actually the first, as His Excellency, the Ambassador Lutfi Raouf said also, it is the initial stage, it's the first meeting on this matter. So we did not go into these stages now. So we're actually seeking interested parties now who are willing to go this way with us and to discuss further in detail if there is a suitability, the mutual compatibility, you know, and understanding for the subject, then this is the thing that can be discussed in later meetings. This is the initial breaking through starting point meeting, you know, a huge possibility actually for all of us, and inshallah, it will work out well.
Inshallah. Yeah, I really respect the idea, and hopefully that you can share maybe together with the assistant of the embassy, what kind of more detailed collaboration that we can review together for mutual benefits. What we can share to your company, our resources, maybe on plantation technology, harvesting, formulation development, extraction, lab scale extraction method, and also on the analytical development, something like that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Victor. Thank you for your interest and participation actually at this meeting. Yes,
So,
and
I do hope that we can get more explanation coming from your side so that we have a more global picture so that we can start from the beginning our collaboration. We are ready and welcome for signing the non-confidential agreement, non-disclosure agreement, I mean, so that we can exchange information confidentially.
Mm-hmm. Thank
That
you,
is
Mr.
for the
Victor,
moment my comment, Madam.
Izin bicara, Pak.
Ya, please, Pak.
Nah, terima kasih Pak Victor. Belum dikasih izin.
Baik, sebentar Pak Henry, mungkin saya kasih remarks dulu Pak Victor tadi. Jadi nanti insya Allah dari kami, dari pihak KBRI, kami akan juga bantu follow up untuk mempercepat proses inisiasi untuk membuat perjanjian disclose seperti ini dengan Ibu Minanur untuk nanti dapat kita kolaborasikan lebih lanjut, termasuk dengan detail teknis apa nanti yang dapat dikerjasamakan secara mutual benefit seperti tadi yang disampaikan, dan mudah-mudahan dalam waktu dekat nanti kita akan selenggarakan penandatanganannya secara bersama-sama, Pak Victor.
Ya.
Sekian. Terima kasih atas penyampaiannya. Selanjutnya kami persilahkan Pak Henry atas masukannya. Silakan Pak.
Ya, terima kasih Pak. Ini this is a special moment for us actually. Dr. Nur, from this moment, I understand that you said that this is initial moment. At least we get the slight information from you, because we come from research campus from university, that which part that we will deal with you, make a collaboration with you and your team, not especially your team, maybe with the embassy in Egypt, because which part we could share each other. And actually, we are interested to explore the cultural of our history. Based on that, the medicine, because if we explore the medicine based on culture, we have a kind of bound each other, and it will increase the our belief on its medicine actually. That happened in Jammu and other part of herbal medicine. Maybe some of them, I don't say that lack of knowledge, research, not of research, but we need further exploration of research to make this herbal medicine as a part of our tradition become more convinced to be a modern medicine for now. Okay. I think we would like to say that we are ready for further, like say, collaboration, and we open our team and our researchers from Win Syarif Hidayatullah Jakarta. Begitu saja Pak. Cukup Pak.
Terima kasih. Thank you very much, Mr. Henry, for these nice words. Yes. And as I said before, it is more about actually the research and the exploration character of this type of project, more than profit maximization. I think the world and humanity has paid a lot of its toll for like a profit maximization. We are not interested in that. So the research part and the explorational part will be what is interesting. And also, as you said, the cultural connection that will grow also between Egypt and Indonesia, that are the most interesting part of this project actually, and also how we can, the plants grow, and also how can we grow the connection, yes? So actually, I'm very happy that you are aware of this important character, yes, of these kinds of projects. So thank you very much, and I'm sharing your interest. I'm looking forward for working with you more closely, Mr. Henry. Thank you.
Baik, terima kasih Pak Henry atas penyampaian feedbacknya tadi. Jadi sangat dimungkinkan tadi sudah mendapat tawaran di awal dari sisi perusahaan ya secara swasta, namun juga dari sisi akademisi ini juga sangat memungkinkan juga untuk kemudian dikolaborasikan kerjasama. Jadi apa yang diharapkan, what is expected by Dr. Min Nur to collaborate together on making progress on the research for the herbs products can be more ditingkatkan ya, dapat dieksplorasi lebih lanjut, karena juga fokusnya is not for the profit maximization. Jadi for first is to explore and to initiate more on for the research and development, and then the profit is come afterwards. Jadi mudah-mudahan ini segera. Jadi nanti kami akan dari pihak KBRI kami akan bantu untuk memfasilitasi agar kolaborasi kerjasama, the initiation of to cooperate together through our embassy, we can facilitate and on how to deal together and to sign like an agreement or MOU. Inshallah with Pak Victor, kemudian juga dengan Pak Henry. Demikian.
Saya bisa sambung sedikit satu pertanyaan lagi, Pak.
Oh ya, silakan Bapak.
Madam Nur, say if we would like to cooperate with you on marketing and distribution in Egypt as a part of our collaboration. Is it open for the beginning so that our collaboration not only on research and also on plantation, but also we can start with working together on marketing and distribution so that we know the market well while we are doing research and develop the product. Is it open so that we can discuss further on marketing and distribution?
Yes, actually, Mr. Victor, it's not only open, it's very welcome. And, you know, we have a really well-known company here. It's called CCAM. They're working with herbal products and the markets for a long time now, and they're really good friends of us. So we even have partners in this area, you know. And I am aware that marketing and distribution is a very important aspect also, which comes at the later stages of this development. So the answer is yes. We are open and interested also in going into the direction of marketing and distribution in later parts of the project.
Yeah, since I'm considering that, as told by our colleague from the embassy, that many Indonesian students, Indonesian workers are in Egypt, so that it will be a potential market for our products. Can I show you some of Deltomed products in a short? Say, I will take only 3 minutes, Pak.
Ya Pak, silakan aja Pak.
Saya presentasi sebentar Pak. Izinkan saya share Pak. Bisa saya share sebentar Pak?
Bisa Pak. Bisa. Sudah di host apa sama co-host ya.
Oke. Sebentar Pak ya. But not this one. Sebentar Pak ya. Oke. Co-host. Sebentar Pak ini. Oh oke, this one. Channel jalur penduduk. Ini ya alandur jamu. Sebentar Pak ya, ini kok agak oke. Sudah kelihatan Pak?
Ya Pak, kelihatan Pak, silakan.
Ya.
KEM.
Yeah, this is a product from Delto. Sorry. This is our cough and cold preparation, herbal and cough preparation. Very well known here in Indonesia as a leading product. Sudah kelihatan berubah gambarnya nggak Pak?
Kelihatan Pak, lancar Pak.
Ya, this is Antangin habatus sauda. Habatus sauda is very well known in Egypt as well. It is good for immune system and also for cough and cold. And then this is Antangin Good Night for those who had problems in sleeping. And then we have Immugard. This is containing Phyllanthus niruri, Moringa oleifera, and Curcuma domestica as an immunomodulator. And we have also Kojima. Kojima is containing kurma, dates, and habatus sauda, and also honey. It is a very good drink, herbal drink, in sachet form and also in a bottle form, this one. So we have also a herbal lifestyle product for men's stamina. This is our candies. We have also ginger candy. And this is Herbal Mojo for men's stamina. And many more. So that we are interesting to looking for distributor and partner, especially with Madam Nur, to explored the market potential in Egypt. Thank you. Inshallah that we can collaborate together, Madam Nur.
Inshallah, thank you. Thank you for these really nice products also. And I'm looking forward, yes, to hearing more from you. Thank you very much, Mr. Victor.
Okay, we can proceed further then with your company. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pak.
Ya, Pak.
Thank you Pak Victor atas kesempatan yang dipaparkan tadi lebih lanjut. Jadi merupakan potensi besar yang dapat digarap selanjutnya. Kemudian apakah ada feedback lagi mungkin dari Ibu Awal Prihatin ya? Di sini yang kami lihat masih bertahan di acara kami. Namun apabila sekiranya tidak ada lagi feedback dari audiens yang hadir pada kesempatan kali ini, kami mungkin akan berikan kesempatan once again if there is any more some remarks that you would like to share with all of the audiences, or it is enough so we can.
Yes, thank you. You know, this meeting came together under really, really good circumstances. I believe that like a new star is born, yes, with these best of intentions from so many powerful parties that I really feel it to be a good development for the best of all humankind, and that everybody can take on its role that is meant by the creator actually to fulfill this event and this dream actually, yes, and this vision into the direction of movement for naturopathy, for research, for cultural exchange, for coming closer, you know. And the Indonesians that are here in Egypt actually mainly are, a big part of it are coming for studying at Al-Azhar University. And it has been like a tradition for many, many years now. And these powers are very helpful here. And we hope that we can further enhance this development and the stream of, you know, exchange of students and peoples and lifestyles on a really good foundation in this mutual collaboration, and shall Allah carry this project and protect and bless it with all these beautiful powers that came here together. And I'm very honored to know all of you. And thank you very much for your participation. And I'm wishing the best from all my heart to all of you, and for this project, for Indonesia, Egypt, and the whole world. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Dr. Minur. So that's the closing statement from her. Jadi dari kami, saya dengan Irman Adi Purwanto Mufni atas perdagangan, dengan ini sebagai moderator kami akhiri kegiatan untuk diskusi pada kesempatan kali ini. Selanjutnya mimbar kami berikan kembali ke Bapak John. Silakan Pak.
Terima kasih Pak Irman. Thank you Mr. Irman. Thank you Dr. Nur. From this webinar, we can conclude that actually there are two possibilities that we can go further. First, business and research development with PLT Deltomed with Mr. Victor, and the second one research with the University Islamic University in Jakarta. So the embassy will follow this conclusion, these two conclusions together with PT Deltomed, UIN Jakarta, and also of course Dr. Nur.
Amin.
Okay, inshallah this webinar will support our bilateral relation in terms of economic and also in research development. Thank you. Sebelum kami tutup, mungkin izin Bapak Dubes, ada arahan Pak Dubes? Ada. Oke. Dengan mengucap alhamdulillah, maka webinar kita kali ini kami tutup. Terima kasih kami sampaikan kepada Pak Victor.
Ya Pak, terima kasih Pak.
Pak dari UIN.
Nanti Pak.
Terima kasih Pak.
Bapak-bapak, ibu-ibu sekalian. Bu Ismairni Komala. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Pak Admiral. Thank you, Madam. See you.
Terima kasih Pak.
Ya.
Terima kasih Bu ya.
Izin lift Pak ya.
Sama Bu Dekan
Terima kasih Pak
Victor.
Terima kasih Pak. Salim Pak. Sama-sama Pak Henry.
Salam sejawat Pak.
Ya, oke. Sama-sama
Pak Henry. Terima kasih Pak Henry.
Ya, sama-sama Pak. Salam sejawat. Ladies and gentlemen, see you next time.
Goodbye. Thank you very much, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Dan ya. Selesai kan? Sudah selesai, Pak?
Ya, Pak.
Sudah selesai.
Baru kami tutup, Pak. Jadi tadi ada 2 kesimpulan, Pak.
Ya.
Pertama, Deltomed
lama soalnya break. Aduh.
Ya, Pak Dubes.
You know, technology sometimes good, but when it got the problems, and then everybody's in trouble.
Okay.
Ada positif.
Allow me to report to you, Pak Dubes. We have 2 positive results. First, PT Deltomed proposed business cooperation with Dr. Nur, and then hopefully they will sign something like agreement. And then the second one dengan Universitas Islam Negeri Jakarta would like to make collaboration in research development with Dr. Nur. Inshallah, we will follow this to conclusion, Pak Dubes.
And also, I think looking at the potential of our herbal industries, I think also we need to have another sessions in the times to come, not too long, to have a kind of meeting with their counterpart, their partner here in Egypt. So kind of collaborations, you see, because we have a lot of things to offer. Egypt also has some opportunity to offer. So it's good to have another meeting between herbal industries from Indonesia and then, you know, the relevant partners here in Egypt. In addition, of course, to the initiatives, the programs, the plans that we just discussed, that you're going to follow up with Dr. Nur. Yeah.
Inshallah, His Excellency, thank you so much for organizing all of this and for following up and following through. His Excellency Grand Imam of Al-Azhar, Dr. Ahmed Tayyib, is also interested in this matter, as you know. And, you know, I want to also convey that I want to, concerning my part, really start on a smaller scale, because as I said before, it is more about creating awareness here again, you know. You said, and I know this from my own witnessing actually, that the herbalism in Indonesia is well developed, but here, unfortunately, it became forgotten, you know. So it is more about building up awareness also. It is.
So I think I think it's very important meeting. This is just the first and the beginning. There's a lot of rooms that we can improve, develop in the times ahead. I'm very grateful that at least we can communicate, we can connect, and then hopefully we can establish a kind of networks for collaborations that just mentioned by John a few minutes ago.
Inshallah, inshallah, His Excellency. Thank you so much for all your appreciation for the organization. And inshallah, Allah protect and bless you and the project and all these endeavors. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Say my best regard to Grand Sheikh.
Inshallah, I'm going there right now, so I will, inshallah.
Assalamualaikum.
Thank you. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you. Jazakum Allah khaira.
Sudah Pak, izin saya end.